In this Minecraft video, I'm going to survive 100 days in Minecraft SkyGrid. What is SkyGrid? Well, you are looking at it. A world that is basically just one giant grid in the sky. Yeah. You ever seen everybody beat all the challenges and the Ender Dragon in SkyGrid? Well, watch and you'll see it for yourself. But before we begin, I'd like to say there is still a massive 92% of people not subscribed, and I ask that if you go on to enjoy the video, please consider doing so. I surprisingly had a lot of fun with this video, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Alright, let's go. It all started on day 1, where you just have to make the first jump and everything goes well. Yeah, that went about as well as expected. Okay, take 2, here we go. I was actually able to make the first jump. Found a stone pickaxe in a chest and a sheep spawner. Made a little base around here as like home base. Basically having an unlimited supply of both food and wool, which means we can actually sleep on the first night. I didn't really know how I was going to do that long term, so getting a bed straight away, I'm okay with. On day 2, I focused on the longevity of the world. I started by extending our little island that we were living on. I jumped around a little longer as well, just to get a nice variety of blocks. Day 3, we made a cobblestone generator. Yes, I say we because I may have forgot to mention that I'm not alone here. Say hi to Austin, everybody, my Skyblock and hunter companion. Don't worry though, he won't last long. I also found an enderman spawner. Gonna need to get a lot of pearls by the end of this, so it's good to have this nearby too. I then spend the next 2 days looking around just for chests. In the SkyGrid there are a bunch of chests that have a lot of useful items in. One of them is mob spawner egg, which I'll go on to in a little bit, but basically just a couple of gimmies to help me, advance the world even further. Day 6 we basically started working on farms. Putting a couple sapling downs, don't forget those melons! And of course some sugarcane, because why not? On day 7 I decided to head to the sky limit. I did have a little scare on the way up there, but hey, I made it to the top. Look how trippy this was. This is weird to look at entirely. But my plan was to put a water source up here just so we can always go to the top and basically jump off whenever we want, kind of like an elevator. I made a new platform on day 8 near a chicken spawner. Gonna need a lot of arrows in the long run, so having an unlimited supply of chickens really is gonna work out for me. I also got a villager friend, which admittedly is more of a prisoner, but let's not talk semantics. On day 9, me and Austin started working on a mob grinder where we made our little platform. There was both a skeleton and a zombie spawner pretty much next to each other, so if we can set up a nice spawner for them both to drop in, this could actually work out really well. It took us all the way until day 11 to finish off, and it works like a charm. And then on day 12 I finished the trifecta, got a cow spawner, so I have every important animal on a spawner with a little platform. But hey now, what about pigs, I hear you say? Yeah. On day 14, I managed to get myself a second villager and started working on a villager farm. So what I haven't mentioned yet is that this is actually Minecraft 1.8.9, the version I should say. Whenever I tried to play this world in 1.16, it would cause a few issues, and so we had to stick to 1.8. And so I had to do the old style of villager farming, which I'll get onto a bit later, but it's weird how they used to do it. The next plan was to go hunting for some diamonds. It was time for us to go and venture into the nether to get some blade rods and stuff, and so we started jumping around getting some diamonds, so we can get some obsidian, so we can get another portal. And then Austin died. So unfortunately I don't really have much footage of it, even though he was streaming, but basically Austin tried to do a jump and fell. You know how I did on day 1? Pretty much the same thing. At least it wasn't over 100 days of attachment, so don't be an idiot, Austin, next time. Seriously, I'm trying to make a Minecraft video here. See, it's simple. On day 16, all you have to do is go up the water and oh my god! You know what? It's okay. I almost wanted to die, it's fine. On day 17, I got enough diamonds, made a nether portal, and popped into the nether and saw the absolute horror that is the nether. I thought the overworld was bad. I'm just gonna skedaddle for a while, I'll come back later. I did make a few mistakes with the water sources that I was dropping everywhere, and half of my actual spawn lands, we'll call it, was flooded, so I had to spend the next 2 days basically fixing the water that was there. After finally fixing it, I placed some water again, just in a further away location, and now I actually have suitable water elevators everywhere. On day 20, I went back into the nether and made a makeshift platform for the blaze spawner. There was a lot more fear in the nether for the simple reason that I don't have any like waterfalls I can fall in. If I fall, I'm pretty much guaranteed dead, so I really wanted to be careful here. I did manage to make a somewhat suitable spawner and was basically grinding blazes for a while. By the end of it all, it was day 24. I managed to get 20 blaze rods in the end, so I was quite satisfied with it. Now I'm never coming back to the nether. I was thinking about maybe going for some wither skulls, but I couldn't find any wither spawners around. I'm not sure if SkyGrid was made when withers were a thing, and I couldn't get any to spawn in the couple of times that I went into the nether, so unfortunately killing the wither I don't think is possible. Maybe I'm wrong. The next job, which I started on day 26, was to make a proper platform for the endermans. Unlike cows, chicken, and sheep, I couldn't actually just make a basic platform to the spawn on. For whatever reason, endermans wouldn't do that, so I had to make this kind of box thing. It wasn't the most suitable thing in the world, but it worked in the end, and though they spawned very infrequently I managed to get them all done. Doing a couple of other jobs as well. By the end of day 32, I was able to get my 16th ender pearl, which I was satisfied with. I don't really think I need any more. And then I started the house. Now, I'm sure people who have watched this channel since I've started uploading this kind of content knows that my building skills suck. And so I really wanted to challenge myself to make a really cool house, make something really different. And so I aimed for this kind of castle-y thing. You know what? I'm just gonna run with it. This is my house. I think there's some stuff I could have done to make it look better, but as a basic kind of castle thing, I kind of like it. One day I'll learn how to properly build, I swear. Once I had that pretty much done, I then went back on the diamond hunt. I wanted to get myself full diamond tools and full diamond armor. It took me about 30 minutes or 3 Minecraft days to get all of that done, and now I have a snazzy set of armor and tools. Isn't that cool? And then the next task was me to basically complete every SkyGrid challenge. So I didn't actually know SkyGrid had challenges, but just like Skyblock, SkyGrid actually has a row of challenges. And so I basically started ticking them off one by one. Some of them was quite boring, like get walls or get certain enchantments, but I managed to get there in the end. The only real task I had to do was there was a challenge to get one of every egg, or should I say mob egg, so you can, you know, spawn them all in. It did take me a lot longer than I'm willing to admit to realize that not every mob egg will be in the game, since again, SkyGrid was made back in about 1.2. So if I'm actually missing any eggs here, I really hope I'm not, but maybe you can let me know in the comments. I'll just, you know, show them off as part of my cool collection. Overall, was a nice little thing I was able to do, and it took up a lot of time. The perfect kind of thing you want to do in a 100 days video. On day 58, I did something that a lot of people have asked me to do in Skyblock, and I just thought, let's do it in SkyGrid. It is a replica of my skin made out of wool. Doesn't look amazing because some of the colors won't match, but for the most part, I think it looks alright. I also made Austin's skin as well. I mean, I know he only died on day 15 or whatever, but I thought it'd be nice for me to remake his skin. Anyway, Emperor Palpatine was like execute order 66 on day 66, and yeah, sorry buddy. I then spent a couple of days at the chicken farm, basically murdering every chicken I possibly could. I wanted to get a bunch of feathers for arrows, and then it really dawned on me a little bit. How in the world am I going to get a reliable form of flint? Like, there's a couple of flint blocks around, but I'm going to need, like, a stack if I want a satisfactory amount of arrows, and I realized that'd take hours. Do you know how long that would take to get a stack of flint in this world? I get it, I have 100 days to do stuff, but that is a ridiculous amount of time. It wasn't an entire waste of time, because obviously I had all the chickens, so I have an unlimited supply of food, but what am I going to do with all these feathers? Tickle someone? What a waste of time. So I went to plan B. I was always planning on upgrading the villager farm, and now I had the chance to do so. It took me a while to get this Fletcher boy, but I was finally able to get him, and then I started trading arrows like a madman. Getting all that done pretty much took me all the way until day 81, when I finally had enough arrows to get this all sorted. Day 85, it was time for me to take on the Ender Dragon, and after a slow and tedious process, all the way on day 88, the Ender Dragon was down. Happy days. Got a nice bunch of levels, made myself a nice little shrine to the egg, and I popped back into the end because there was only one task left for me to do. To get an elytra. And it took me a second to realize something that you've probably already figured out. I was looking around that end, and I was looking, where's the portal thing? Where's the thing that takes me away? And it hit me. 1.8 doesn't have elytras. And now I just look like an idiot. And I'll be honest with you, that ruined pretty much all of my plans. Whenever I play these kind of videos, and one of my goals is to get an elytra, I always give myself 10 days at the end to do so, because I've had experiences where I've had to search over 10 days for elytras, and well, I don't really want to spend my entire life searching for them. And so now I was on day 90, I had nothing to do in the end, and I realized that I had nothing to do in my SkyGrid world. I basically just had an extra 10 days to do nothing. Seriously, what was I supposed to do here? I did all the challenges, I have a cool base. There was nothing for me to do in the end, it was impossible for me to get a wither. Well, what do you do for 10 days when you've done everything that you need to do? And so it was just me parkouring, basically. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did spend 100 days in this world, and, you know, there's not really much I could have done in it, but yeah, it wasn't really the best of times, and as much as people do occasionally ask me to extend my content, I'm not really sure there's much I can show off here. I spent 10 more days in SkyGrid doing absolutely nothing worth showing. I was tempted to blow up my base as like a final goodbye, because I'm not really sure if I'll ever do 200 days in this world, but I thought that would be a disjustice to the best thing I've ever built. And so I guess I'll end it there. Very anticlimactic in the grand scheme of things, but I just can't do anything. I survived 100 days in SkyGrid, and for 10 days I just didn't do anything. No matter the case, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Take care, everybody.